I'm sorry, what was your name?
My real name is Amy, but everybody calls me Sinner.
They call you Sinner.
Yeah.
How'd you get that name?
My friends back home used to call me Sinner. I just come up with the name, and everyone started calling me that, and it kind of stuck to me.
Where's back home?
Panama City, Florida.
Tell me how you grew up. You had mom and dad?
Um, no, was adopted by my grandmother and my grandfather, and after they were married for 42 years, they divorced. So I lived with my granny, and I got pregnant at a young age. I had her before 2 months, or let's see, I had her in May, and my birthday's in October. I turned 15.
You turned what?
15.
15.
Yep. So that's kind of how my childhood went a little bit. I was a kid raising a kid. I left home when she was learning how to crawl and never went back. So
Why'd you leave home?
to move. Well, I moved in with my boyfriend, and we started raising her alone without, I felt if I was old enough to have a child, I could move out on my own. So I went and
Without
moved
the
in.
child.
Yeah, and I was 14, and I moved out and just started. We moved behind a titty bar, so of course that was what kind of people I was around, and uh, it's kind of crazy.
You've been kind of in the streets ever since?
Yeah, I never went back home. I never asked to go back home. I liked it because my granny was kind of cuckoo, anyways. She was old. She had like Alzheimer's or whatever, and she was, I should have been there watching her too, but I have a little baby now, and the struggle's real now for sure, because I'm on my own and I didn't get no kind of child support. I didn't get nothing like that, so I took care of her all by myself, and she's 24 and I'm a grandmother now.
How old are you?
I am 38. I'll be 39 this year.
How far did you go in school?
I went to like the 8th grade in school because when she was born, I was not leaving her at home with my crazy ass grandmother. So
Your parents lost you for what reason?
well, my mom gave me up for adoption whenever I was like 3 because they found me in the yard having seizures, and my mom was a really bad crackhead. Excuse me. My mom, she did smoked crack and fucked niggers constantly. That was her life. So I didn't want that to be part of my life at all. And my grandparents adopted me. And I never really knew my mom until they released my mom 3 years early from prison because she was terminally ill. And she came home with us, and that was the most. And she passed away like 9 months later, and she was 42. So that was sort of I know my mom.
You have one child?
No, I have 3. I have 4 actually, but one passed away.
Where are your 3 kids?
In Florida.
With your grandmother?
Oh, no. Well, my one daughter's grown, and whenever I went to prison in 2009, I found out a bunch of stuff that had happened, to him by his dad. Like, I guess they did like a test. They check your kid out, whatever. Well, they said that someone had. Hold on, can I tell these people to shut up?
They're gonna walk away.
So they said, oh, sorry. They said that someone had fingered his butthole. That's what they told me. And I freaked out. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't I didn't even think someone would think like that. You know what I mean? Up to a little boy. So before I left for prison, I found a couple that couldn't have children and stuff that lived in Tallahassee, and I gave him up for adoption to him.
Are you better off?
I felt that was the best thing for him because these people seemed like really good people. They didn't seem like some weirdos or nothing. They were young, they were vibrant, they were happy, and I felt like he would be better off because, for one, I'm an addict, and now I know who your daddy is. Garbage. You will never be around him again if I can help it. And I figured that was the only way I could stop it. So that's what I did. It hurts me every day, but I know it was better off for him than to be around a needle junkie and someone trying to mess with him up his butt, because that's just disgusting. That's uncalled for, and that's just inhumane, and I didn't like it. So I was going to make sure that never happened, and I did. And I wish I would have chose different, because I would be in a different society, you know, a different atmosphere of life.
What's your biggest regret?
Is not being a mother to my kids. That's my biggest regret, is not being a good mom to my children. But when he's 18, I took my identification on Facebook and I told him, and I named the Facebook page Mommy Loves You, and it shows my picture. And it showed, well, at the time it showed my phone number and my address and everything, because I did have a place, and I was living with my friend, and he was sick, and he told me that whenever he passed, that his home and his truck was mine. You know what I'm saying? So I stayed there for a while, but I couldn't. Then he wanted to start having sex, and he was like 70, and I was like, never. No, forget the house. I really live outside. So that's what, so I moved from there. So there's the wrong address and everything, but the Facebook page was Mommy Loves You, Son. And it shows my picture, my identification. And it just tells him how much I love him. So I really miss him. But I just think that was, I was adopted, so I still don't see nothing wrong in it. If you're not mentally, sorry, my hand is, this just happened last week, my hand. I'll tell you about that. But if you're not physically, mentally, well, I was physically able, kind of maybe, but mentally, after all that, I was not able to take care of him, obviously. Because I let something like that happen, you know. He never told me that anyone touched him. He never acted out of the way. You know what I'm saying? He never said that to me. Which, of course, I never said to him, like I did my girls. If anyone ever touches you down there or your boobs, you go straight to mommy. Or if you see, they knew what the police were, or you go straight to the police and you tell them. Don't ever not tell me that, because that's something that they're not supposed to do, is touch you under your panties. You know, that's what I always told my kids that. So, but I didn't tell him that because he's a little boy, and I just didn't think people, you know, especially his own family. And he was never babysitted, never, but by his grandmother. So I would never let him go off and babysit with some stranger or nothing. So that's the story of my son. And I missed him. His name was David Grant, or his name is David Grant. And if you watch this on YouTube, son, I love you. And I'm waiting for you to turn 18. Mommy's still here waiting. And that's all I got to say about him.
What is your drug now?
My drug of choice is heroin.
Which means fentanyl?
I really don't like the fentanyl, but I use it when I can't find my heroin because, you know, but I don't like the fentanyl because it just makes me pass out. You know, I'm not, and then everything gets stolen or.
But from what I've heard, once you try fentanyl, heroin doesn't do the trick anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been doing, I finally found me someone to get my heroin from, but, I wish I didn't do none of that crap, but it sucks. I don't know what to say now.
How you been making money?
Well, I got in an accident in 2005, and they took my spleen, I lacerated my liver, I punctured my lung, I have a titanium rod in my leg, and my L2 burst in my spine, so I'm disabled. So I get like a Social Security check, but that's not enough money for a person to live on, buy gas for a vehicle, buy insurance, take care of everything. So, I mean, I do whatever, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I understand.
I mean, I know people get the point or get the picture. So, but I try not to let that happen too often.
What does that do to you emotionally?
Just me. It's degrading, it's hurtful, and I don't like being like that at all. And I definitely don't want my children knowing that lifestyle of me, because I don't want them to be like that. Because they're gonna say, well, if mommy does it, then it's okay. Or if whatever, they see us doing it, then they think it's okay to do it too. Or even hear about it. And my 24-year-old, she's a hot mess. A real bad mess. But
In what way?
Well, she's already been to prison once for having cocaine and marijuana. And let's see, like in January, I think, she got busted again. And they found 28 grams of methamphetamine and 5 grams of heroin.
Is she following in mom's footsteps?
Definitely not. Because I would not have been taking my boyfriend's charges. Because I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I would have said, fuck you, take your own charge. Because I'm,
Are you following in your mom's footsteps?
No. I don't get down like that. I'll hug you and talk to him, and you know what I'm saying? But I definitely stick to my own kind. Every once in a while. But I stick to my own kind, my own color.
What's your biggest fear now?
Getting killed out here on the streets. I mean, I have a vehicle and stuff, and that's where I stay at, is in my truck. But if they really want to hurt me, it's just a glass away, So, but I try to stay low key. Like, you don't see my vehicle. I rode the bus over here. My stuff's parked, which I got to put a battery in it, and that's what I'm gonna do is get a battery this morning and put in it. So.
And you have no family to talk to?
I have a brother, and he's on the I'm better than you list, because he went to prison a long time ago, and it totally changed his life. Like he's my role model now, and he does very good. He's an electrician. He used to run, or I don't know. I know last time I asked, he was running a crew of 8. you know? And for you to have that lifestyle and totally change and be a totally different person, like someone that's my brother, you know? And we got the same mom and stuff. You wouldn't have
Does
thought.
that give you hope?
It does give me hope. But I really don't get in trouble. Like, I know I have my little addiction that I do, but I do everything private. I stay to myself. I don't have too much. Like the boy that called me over here, I just met him yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know nobody. I keep it like that because once I start having friends, then they start seeing what I got. They start stealing my stuff. And I start wanting to murder people. And I just have to say to myself, hey, it's all materialistic. You can buy it again. You know, you can do whatever. So, but I really have thought about doing some really harmful things to these people from stealing from me.
What's been your lowest point?
About there now. This is my lowest point. This is about the lowest I've ever been. You know, this is the lowest I've ever been. I mean, it's not too bad because, I mean, the missions and all the people help us, and that's very grateful, but I feel like because I'm white and it's Black Lives Matter so much now, nobody else matters but them. They're the number ones, the only ones, and everybody else can get fucked, kinda, is how I feel. And who made these black people? Us country, us Indians, us people like that. You know what I'm saying? Who brought them from Africa or wherever the fuck they were from to help them? We didn't bring them over here for them to take over. You know, and that's what they're trying to do. And it's going to be a really sickening world because they are nasty. That's what I got to say about that.
Do you have friends?
Not too many. Maybe one or two. I still talk to my friends back home and stuff. Yes, I got a few friends back home.
You think there's a chance you'll be in this situation for the rest of your life?
No.
What's going to change?
Something. Something's going to change. I'm going to find me a rich man and marry him. That's what's going to change. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. I'll find me a rich man. Probably a little older than me, you know, marry him, and then it'll be all right. Because, I went to prison and got the little GED thing, so I can get a job and stuff now, probably. But I'm disabled. I have really bad PTSD. I have really bad anxiety and trauma, all the trauma. And being beat on, like my ex, he used to hold me down and beat the fuck out of me. Like the guy that run the little park that we were in. I mean, we lived in a trailer. He run the little trailer park. He brought me glasses to my door and told me he didn't want me walking in the trailer park like that. That's how bad my eyes were. Blood just go beat where he had beat on me and stuff. And the last time he did that to me, there was blood all over the refrigerator. There was blood all over the floor. I looked like the exorcist walking through the house because he was like 260 pounds to my 150. I had weight on me then, you know. And I told him, I said, you ever put your hands on me again? I said, this is your last chance. I said, I'm going to call the cops to you. You know, and like 3 days later, before he left for work, he got ill with me and like shoved me. And I said, there it is. And I picked up the phone and called the cops. And they automatically, when they seen me, gave him a felony battery. And he had beat me like 4 days before that. So, you know, the bruises kind of sunk in a little bit. They still gave him felony battery. Like, I was bleeding from the inside. He messed me up really bad. I'm still messed up from that, like, physically. Or he kicked me like 100 times.
Amy, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
That if you're not there for yourself, no one else is going to be. That you are the one that you're the one that put your life into existence, and you're the one that has to make sure things get done. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was kind of raised by my grandma a little bit and stuff like that. So I always had someone take care of me. I always had, and even my husband, my ex-husband now, he always took care of me. He always there for me, whatever I needed, blah, blah, blah. And now that I'm out here alone, it's a really hard world to be alone out here, and especially someone who is, you know, I didn't ever think that I would have to spend my life alone, but that's the way it's been for the past. I guess people don't like me, or some guys don't like, I guess they won't try to fuck me or whatever, and I don't get down like that, you know. I'm not gonna sit there and let you just screw me, unless you got some money, you know. And I'm not going below 60, and these people don't like that, so I can't help them, because it's not free. You're not just gonna fuck me. I'm sorry. Not unless you're my man, not unless I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Then that's different. But I don't even know these people. And you gotta have a condom, or you're not touching me. And that's a fact. No, not without a condom, ever. Because I've been down that road too, done caught the STD, and now I'm looking like a fool out here. So I had to take all that medicine and stuff, and it's just, I felt very degraded, very just nasty. And I do still feel that way. No matter how many times I bathe. I could sit in that shower for a month and I'd still feel disgusting. Because of what I've done to myself. Like this, my arm right here is from shooting up like a week ago. And look at it.
What happened to your arm?
It's dead. I shot up some heroin, and my whole arm, like this, I can't do that to this hand. It's dead now. So, and that's from me being a junkie.
How long has that been going on?
This just happened like a week ago. A week or so ago. I don't know if I had like a little stroke or something for my arm to be like that, because I've been a junkie. Well, Jordan is 24, so for about like 20 years I've been doing my thing, and nothing like's ever happened, you know. Like right now, I'm touching my arm, it's just tingling, like little tingles all up my arm. So, but I got this little thing that I squeeze, them little squeeze balls, you know, those, what do they call them, stress relievers. I got one of them that I'm using to try to work my, I guess my muscle back right, whatever. But now I can be a real retard, because my hand's already like a retarded. But I don't know.
You've had a rough ride.
Yeah. Hey, but if I'm glad I went through a lot of the things I've been through, because I can tell my children about it, and hopefully they will listen, that what's good and what's bad. Because like my 24-year-old, she's a hot mess, but she usually listens to me. You know what I'm saying? She usually, whatever I say, she does. So, and I know she's not out there doing prostituting and messing around and doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I would never, I hope my kids don't watch, you know what I'm saying, YouTube or nothing like that, because I don't want them to be, or the people around them to put them down or nothing like that, because of what I'm saying. And because my children are not me, and they have their own life, and they make their own decisions. And that's why, one reason why I'm here and they're there, so they don't have to see this or hear this. Nothing about their mom being on the streets or being a hoe or shooting up or anything, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't know nothing about it. So that's another reason why I kind of stayed, because they kind of mess with my kid about me being what I do and stuff. Because I mean, that's just something that's been happening for a really long time, like since it's 20 years now.
All right. Amy, thank you so much for sharing your story.